Well, friends, thank you very much for coming again. We are on number what? Number 11. Now, there's only 12, but number 12 we have actually divided into two parts. Part A and Part B. On Part B, you don't want to miss, because on Part B we are going to tell you the diet that will keep you youthful and it will make you live for a long, long time. Okay? So that will be 12B. But before that, we'll have to deal with point 11, section 11. It says, complete 40% health lifestyle. That sounds like an oxymoron, doesn't it? If it's complete, ought to be what? 100%. Complete 100% health lifestyle, right? So I'm going to give you a complete 40% lifestyle. Why? Well, over the years, I have come to the conclusion that whatever we can actually help people that are in a particular condition or they're even sick, with the plan that we are going to present to you, what we are actually covering in the best of our ability and in the verse of their compliance is 40%. It's 40%. How are we going to learn about the 60% that is remaining? I want to see you in part 12. In part 12, we are going to discover that 60%. Okay? So, I want you to bear in mind that what we're going to present here, to you it might sound like, whoa, that's a complete package. And when you think that that's a complete package, I'm going to tell you, you only got the 40%. Let's say that you are running for presidency here in New Zealand. Will you become president with 40% of the votes? No. You won't make it, isn't it? So, the complete health program that we are going to present now is still short to the mark. Wow. We'll see. I want you to look at the screen there, and you see the 60% with blank, and then color-coded, each of them equally divided. We have 8 different sections, equally divided in 5% each. Now, this is very important for you to understand. They are what? Equally divided. So, which one is more important than the other in that 40%? None of them. None of them is more important than the other. And the first one is good rest. Some of you might not see it from there. The projection on the screen is a bit more blur than what is actually on the screen of the computer. And hopefully those in their homes will be able to see it. It says good rest. Now, a few years ago, 18 years ago now, I was driving at 140 kilometers an hour, and I fell asleep on the wheel. And I hit the curve, and then I went in the opposite direction, and it hit the protection barrier there, and then the car just started turning and turning and turning and turning and turning. And it was amazing. Nothing happened to me. But my wife was sitting next to me, fell unconscious. She was upside down. I didn't think of any other better way to wake her up than just to undo the seatbelt. So she fell. She woke up. And she said, I can't feel my legs. That's one thing that you don't want to hear, isn't it? She couldn't walk. She needed to actually be in hospital for a while, and then she had to walk very, very slowly and so on. Some of the lower back vertebrae just got stuck together. Ever since then, she had to be very, very careful for her lower back. Despite that, she has actually managed to strengthen her muscles. And just recently, we completed a marathon. And she cycles, and she goes on the swimming pool. We thought we were actually having very good quality rest. We actually rest once a week, every Saturday. Entire day, we don't bother with internet, we don't bother with work, paying bills or whatever. We just rest. We just rest and have time with the family and with other friends. And during the night, we go early to bed and we rise up reasonably early, but we get a good amount of hours. Now, when we're talking about rest, many of the things that I just said, resting through the night and so on, we take them for granted, and we think that the job will be enough. So I'm not going to spend much time on the rest issue, other than this. Our mattress got moldy, and we had to get rid of the mattress. And a friend gave us a gift. He gave us a gift. And he gave us a gift of quite a lot of money. But he said to me, Oscar, you can only use this gift to buy a mattress for your wife. And when he gave me that amount of money, I said, yeah, sure. I thought, I can get a mattress for $900 and then the rest in my pocket. So I went to the shop with my wife. And sure enough, I found a mattress that just fitted my mental budget, not what my friend gave me. And I thought, is it good enough mattress? It's probably the best mattress we have ever owned. My wife laid down, and the guy just looked at her like this and said, oh, you see how that mattress is not balancing her correctly? The hip is just moved. I thought, oh, okay. I know what this guy is doing. He's going to upgrade me to the more expensive one. So sure enough, the guy said, oh, try this one. And look at the tag. $300 dearer. I know what this guy is doing. But no, this guy actually looked like that and said, oh, see, this one is balancing better. I think this will be all right. I said, okay. That's still within my mental budget. My friend gave me quite a lot of money because she knew that my wife was always having difficulties resting at night. It would take for a long time to actually fall asleep, and then she will wake up through the night. She will be turning and turning and turning, and she will be lying on one side, and the whole thing will become numb, and then lying on the other side, and the whole half of that body will become numb. So, and she will wake up in the morning and say, it's just like if I haven't rested. Now, we had the hours, but she hadn't rested. Anyway, my wife gets up and walks to the other side of this big shop, and he lays down in one mattress. And she goes, wow, Oscar, come here. Lay down on this one. And when how you recognize, well, this thing is very good? You just need to look at the tag. You just look at the price of wood. I know. I don't even need to lay down. I know it's good. No, lay down on this one. I laid on that one, and I was about to fall asleep just in 5 seconds. My wife was moving on the side, and I was not even feeling her. It's like the entire body really shaped up to my body. And I looked at the tag, and it was $500 more than the money that I had in my pocket. $500 more. And I go, whoa, beauty, is more than what I got. Let's go back to the one at the beginning. And then the guy comes. And he said, so, you decided for that one over there? And I go, let me ask you a question. Sure. Which one do you have? I mean, the guy can choose any, right? He owns the shop. And he laughs and said, I got this one. You got this one? I said, yeah. What about if I take the one on display? This one. I dropped $500 out of it. Would you put 2 of the same material pillows? I said, oh, look, don't push your luck, he says. It's for my wife. And he goes, well, I'll give you 1 pillow for her. We took that mattress home. Our children, they were all lying there. The first night we went very late to bed because we had, 6 people small and big, in that mattress. They were all like this. And when they disappeared, we fell asleep in nothing. In the morning, my face looked so rested. My wife's face looked so rested. Now, what happens is that you move during the night because the pressure. And you can even move up to 70 times because of the pressure. In the mattress that was provided for us through a gift, you move as low as 10 times a night. So that means that you're not waking up and turning, and coming up from deep sleep and turning because of the pressure. You're not moving 70 times, you're only moving 10 times. In fact, at times I feel like I just went to sleep like this and I just get up like this because there's no pressure against you. Now, I can give you the details of my friend, the one that gave me the money. Or, you do whatever. My point is the following. One of the things that I ever overlooked, completely, was my mattress. Totally overlooked. I thought, well, I'm resting well, I'm going early, I'm having my day of rest every 7 days, and having breaks in between. And one thing that I overlooked was my mattress. In a sense, I did overlook it because I could not afford a good mattress. But once this gift came and we purchased this mattress, I'll tell you what, I can hear my wife, she just fall asleep just like that. And she's not feeling numb in this area or numb in this area, and has made a tremendous difference. See, in this mattress, when you actually lay down, even if you lay down on the side, the entire spine, even your neck, is still lined up. On the normal mattress, your spine goes like this. So it's pinching certain nerves, or it's just bending in where certain nerves are. In this mattress, no matter which posture you actually use, your spine is always straight. And that has made a tremendous difference. So that's what I'm going to mention about rest, because everything else you already know. You already know that you need to rest properly. You need to calm down and stop, and don't abuse your body, and rest is very important. But maybe you as me, also, over the years have overlooked your mattress. And to us, had made a huge difference. Okay? Now, we go to the second one, and we go for outdoors. Outdoors provides more than sunshine. Outdoors provides a beauty and a healing of the eye. And it provides a healing of the mind, just being outdoors. We are actually here in this beautiful country of New Zealand. What's the name of that lake over there? Rotorua Lake. Okay, beautiful. As long as it doesn't erupt. Beautiful. Going outdoors and doing activities outdoors is one of the best antidepressants that you can actually take. Because when you are depressed, the only thing that you want to do is turn off the lights and turn off the blanket and put the blanket over your head and just forget that you exist. But one of the best antidepressant pills is just go out and just enjoy being out. Okay? So that's part of the plan. That's another 5%. Note that it's 5%. It's equally important as rest. We've got another one there. Daily exercise. And I mentioned in previous programs how now studies say and have discovered that a person that is a vegetarian but is a sedentarian. What are you? I'm a vegetarian. Are you a sedentarian too? Like you sit down and that's the common answer that I get when somebody says to me, well, I'm a vegetarian. What can I do to be a bit healthier because I got this, that, and the other? And I said, do you do exercise? And they go, no, not much exercise. And then they stay like that and look at me like, well, give me something. Give me a supplement. And I go again, do you do exercise? No, not exercise. I'm just here for the nutrition bit. Do you do exercise? Because it's 5% equally important. Equally important. Now, my wife and I, we just for the fun of it, we do a lot of walking, bushwalking and hiking. How do you call it in New Zealand? Tramping. But on a regular basis, we actually we run together. We go for runs. We actually cycle. I don't like to cycle on the road, so we actually do mountain biking, and we swim. So a little bit like a triathlon, trying to strengthen different muscles so you don't overdo one muscle against another. You don't need to train for a triathlon. You know, walking uphill if you are able, once you get more acquainted to it, walking will just be more than enough as long as you do it daily. It's daily exercise. Daily exercise. This is some of the things that people are not doing. Now I'm going to introduce to you a little machine. This is the only machine that we actually have in the house. We live in an area in Australia. It's the only green patch in the south of Australia. And it's green for a reason. You know why? It rains. And rains. And after the rain, it rains again. We never run out of water there. Okay? So, it has been times when the weather has been miserable. And I'll tell you something. When you start doing exercise, you actually start releasing from your adrenals a hormone called endorphin. And the endorphins make you feel good and on a high. That's why people that start doing exercise, it's like they're getting into a drug. And they just, wow, I just need to continue do exercise. And the day that you don't do exercise, you feel sluggish. You feel like slow, right? Now, do you know that somebody that wanted to start smoking, in the beginning, they have to force themselves to smoke? Because that thing is disgusting in the beginning, right? They have to force themselves to smoke. But I'll tell you what, once they persevere on the smoking, all of a sudden they get hooked to it and they need the smoke, right? Well, treat exercise, if you don't do exercise, as smoking. I just don't like exercise. Well, treat it as a smoking. Just persevere. Oh, it's disgusting for me. Just persevere. Because once the endorphins kicked in, you will start feeling like you're craving for it. You're craving for exercise. If you quit, it's because you haven't reached to that level. Because once you reach to that level, it's like you need it. Your body actually craves for it. If your body is used to fast food, you know, the burgers with the chips and the colas that are sold on the side of the road, you know the ones that I'm talking about. If your body gets used to it, it will crave for it. But if your body starts being trained to be healthier on healthy habits, the body is so merciful, it will start craving for it. So this is the only machine that we actually have in our home because of the weather at times is a bit tough. We have actually recommended this little machine to many people in Australia. The only problem with this machine is it comes from the States, and the United States of America, they have a problem with postage. They don't understand postage. It's actually cheaper to send things from Australia to America or from New Zealand to America than the other way around, when the distance is the same. So this machine becomes dear because of the postage. So if you have a family member that just traveled to America, get him to buy it and then use it as a luggage and bring it over. Okay? It's called a cellicizer. It's just a trampoline. It's just a trampoline. But this trampoline, don't think, and please don't go to any shopping center here and buy any cheap trampoline, and then tell yourself that I told you to buy that one. I can only recommend this one, because this one has actually a particular way in which the springs are actually arranged. The mat is of a particular material, so when you jump in it, your ankles don't go like this. Your ankles just go flat. And it comes with a bar. And a lady that was 90 years of age, she was finding a bit of travel, just trying to do exercise. She was 90. And she bought one of them, and she started doing just the baby bounce. Your body has something called the lymphatic system. Now, for your circulatory system, the blood moves around because the heart is pumping it. For your lymphatic system, only goes around when you're moving. That's why when you travel on the plane and you don't move, what happens to your legs? They get bigger. Why? Because they haven't been moving. So this lady at 90 started just bouncing like this. And at 94, she actually wrote to a newspaper and said, look, you need to promote this trampoline because I feel great. And the newspaper said, oh, well, it's just another trampoline. What's your issue? How old are you? Said, I'm 94. Said, oh, we'll be there in a minute. So at 94, has the little bar for stability. It helps your equilibrium. It improves your equilibrium. My wife had 3 pregnancies. And ladies, when you have 3 pregnancies and you're trying to jump on a trampoline, you jump 3 times and then, excuse me, I need to go. And then you come back and you jump again, excuse me, I need to go. 10 days on that trampoline and she was jumping high and high and high with a full bladder. It strengthened the pelvic floor. Okay? It strengthened our knees. When we were running, we were doing exercise for our knees. There are different exercises that you can do just jumping on that trampoline. Anyway, pouring outside. We actually trained many hours on that when we were training for the marathon. We were just running on the spot. There's no jarring. Okay? We were doing exercise for our hips without jarring. We were doing exercise for our lower back without jarring. Getting hold of the bar. We have actually recommended this, and this is an easy exercise from little babies. We actually do homeschooling in our home, and after each subject, we get the children jumping on the trampoline. The blood flows, and they are more attentive to what you are going to say, or the actual subject. Okay? So, we move on. We have sunshine. Would you believe that Australians are deficient in vitamin D? In fact, lots of people are deficient in vitamin D. We normally get consultations through Skype. And we actually have consultations through Skype all over the world. And when we actually tell people to get blood tests, we have blood tests coming from the United States of America, blood tests coming from Europe. And when they come, do you know that in Europe and in the United States of America, people are also vitamin D deficient? And vitamin D is called the anti-cancer vitamin. It's the anti-cancer vitamin. And it's called like that for a reason. It will lower your cholesterol. It will stabilize your blood rhythm, your heart rhythm. It will actually stabilize your blood pressure. It will actually give you more energy. And there's so many to be listed with vitamin D. Get into your backyard, make sure that your neighbor is not watching, and uncover as much as you can and get 50 minutes on one side and 50 minutes on the other side. The key is consistency and shorter times. And you will start getting a color, and you will start looking like a Spaniard. Olive skin. Now, if you don't get it in summer, you won't have it in winter. Summer is to store up vitamin D. Okay? So make sure you do so. If you actually have darker skin, you actually need it more than the white skin, because the white skin is like attracts more for the vitamin D formation than the darker skin. Okay? Now, positive attitude. We will talk on the first part of section 12 about this in particular. But positive attitude will make a huge difference. We normally say it's not sometimes what you eat, but what is eating you. What is eating you. And unfortunately, friends, there's many that come to me, they are vegetarians, but they will eat you alive. Did you get that? I know of people that they are vegetarians, but at the same time, they eat humans. Do you catch my meaning? Okay. Positive attitude. Be positive, okay? Liquid hydrotherapy. All through the program, through this series, we've been talking about water. Make sure that the pH of your water is above 7. And if your pH, it doesn't cost you a thing. You just go to the pharmacy, you just get the strips that they use to check the pH of your urine, and you just use that for your water. If it is yellow, you need to rise up that pH. Otherwise, you don't have access to the oxygen in that water. Okay? Make sure. And the other thing that we can talk about hydro is hot and cold showers. Is the wonderful thing to rise up your immune system. You know why? Because when you have something that enters into your body and your body wants to fight against it, it creates this army of white cells and T cells that rushes towards this antigen, this enemy. But in the battle, there's many casualties. Many of those white cells died. Okay? Now, when you're having a nice hot shower, and then you turn it to a cold shower, the body thinks that you've been attacked by enemies. And guess what? It rises up the level of white cells. They're ready for battle. But who is the enemy? No one. So you're just increasing your army without casualties. It is the easiest way to improve your immune system. Hot and cold showers. Finish every shower being cold. It rises your immune system. Abstinence. What does that mean? It means that whatever you're going to eat it only once in a blue moon. When was the last time that you saw a blue moon? My point exactly. Enough said. We'll go for the next one. I always say to people, just eat it. Once in a blue moon is all right, isn't it? Yeah, once in a blue moon. When is the last time that you saw a blue moon? All right. So wait for the blue moon to eat those things that you think that you know that they are not good for you. Just wait for the blue moon. When you see the blue moon there, then you eat it. Hey? Okay. Nutrition. And we've been talking about nutrition for 10 programs already. And how much is that? 5%. All the 10 programs that we just spoke about, they are equally weighted with the others. You missing any of the others? Don't come to me for nutritional advice if you want to disregard the other 7. Because now you're not running on a complete 40% program, you're running on a complete 5% program. Did you catch it? It is vitally important.